Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Save File Podcast, better edition, because I'm here. And I got my three stooges over here.
You are pushing your fucking luck.
I got McDonald's value meal, otherwise known as Sharps.
Hey, what's up?
I've got a Red Rooster meal over here, known as Amph.
Hey, what's up?
And a Greek salad, known as Jack.
G'day.
We are back for the Save File Podcast. We got a fuck ton to talk about today. We got some Red Dead Redemption, where we're going to be very positive and then extremely negative.
Yeah, essentially.
As Charbel would say it, Toby Keith released the sequel to his hit sequel to Overstory.
Oh my god.
Oh, man, we got so much to go into.
But first I want to give a quick announcement. So, as you guys know, the 4 people listening to this that aren't us, we took a couple weeks off from uploading. That was due to a miscommunication, but I am pleased to announce Bulletstorm is free on PSN Plus.
Fucking damn it! I knew you were gonna.
you were waiting for that.
It didn't even take you 5 minutes.
No, I had to knock that out.
Literally interrupted.
You interrupted me, and you went on this really solemn like, oh, he's apologizing. I'll just let this go through.
Not Bulletstorm.
Not Bulletstorm. All right, let's talk about
what a cunt.
All right,
So that's free, but also I'm actually annoyed because obviously I already own Bulletstorm on the PS4, and the other game that they're giving away this month for free is Yakuza Kiwami, which I have the steelbook for.
It's fucking
so awesome. I'm like, well, fuck you both then.
I like it because I've been talking to Amph about trying to play the game, and now I don't have to buy it.
What? Which one?
Yakuza.
Oh, yeah.
It's probably going to be one of those things I'm going to chuck in my library, but I don't know if I'll actually end up playing. There's too much other shit.
You're getting it for free. Just fucking take it anyway.
Okay.
You just complained about not getting the game because you already had it.
Yeah, but that's a different issue. It's annoying for me, but it's not exclusive to me. There are other people that are going to be annoyed at this. And you know what the shit is?
Other people are going to be annoyed like me, like, decent game. Problem. Actually have too many games to play.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm with you there, Jack.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a great problem as a gamer to have, but it's also a bad problem.
I'd rather start at 0, to be honest.
Yeah. Also, how are we going to do this? Because we've got a big elephant in the room to address. So are we going to talk about the game first or the company?
I think let's get the company out of the way.
I think we do the bad and then go in good news.
Yeah, let's make the podcast progressively more and more like positive.
Positive?
Yeah.
That needs to happen.
Change your fucking pace for us.
And it also comes with a very controversial statement from me later on.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay, right. So, for starters, let's get the elephant out of the room. If you've had access to the internet over the last 2 weeks, there was controversy with Rockstar saying... It mainly came with a statement where Dan Houser was saying, some of us have worked 100-hour weeks, and that raised a huge question about are people being... I mean, the best way to say it is almost like abused by forcing to work such long hours at Rockstar.
The answer is yes.
And the next day, when he was asked for a statement, he responded by saying, look, it's only 4 of us that have been doing like crazy long hours. But there've also been a lot of ex-Rockstar employees that have come out publicly and said, oh, well, it's the culture of the company. You're there to work as hard as possible. If you want to move up, you got to be putting in crazy hours. You got to pretty much not see your family if you want to move up in the company. And one YouTuber named YuGiOh, who I love when he covers news stories and things like that, I think he does it great, pointed out something very interesting, is that Dan Houser connects working those long hours to quote-unquote working hard or working passionately. And he even said in a quote, he goes, no one's forced to work hard or to be as passionate and things like that. And it really does annoy me. And the thing that has annoyed me the most is, okay, look, me, Josh, and Amph, all 3 of us studied video game development. Now, despite the fact we're still new to the industry, we've spoken with obviously we've been taught by people that have been in the industry and still are in the industry, and we have quite a decent network of that. And
Some with Rockstar, I do believe.
And it's crazy to think that it's only just now, because Rockstar have said it, that we're talking about workplace practices in video games.
Yeah, it's kind of like... It's kind of hard to hear, because this is something like... This has been a problem in the industry. Like, the industry is really fucked. It's really fucked. But
well, I mean, the biggest problem is the lack of a union to protect employees.
It's not even that. It's like the culture of the industry. It's not like discriminatory. It's just like you can work yourself to death in this industry. I personally, okay. So here's the story, and I'm gonna share it, but I won't. I'll censor all the names. My girlfriend, I might have mentioned it before on the podcast. Actually worked in Australia as part of the games industry. She was working on trailers for like a lot of big companies. And in their branch, they had a game development studio. And someone in that game development studio had a seizure due to overworking. Like and the company treated it pretty brashly. Like, no one raised too many eyes when it was said like it was due to overwork.
Not even compensation.
Like, that's how fucked it can be. Like, obviously, that obviously is a very extreme scenario. But like, even in like smaller companies, you can see these horrible things. Like, people are just destroying themselves.
Yeah. And actually, I interned for the same studio back in 2015. I won't mention who they are. But I was contracted for, I think it was like maybe 5 or 6 weeks, something like that. I ended up spending 3 months there doing work completely unpaid because I was trying so hard to just be as great of an intern as I could.
Yeah. Well, the amount of like unpaid work that goes on in our industry is honestly ridiculous.
And bear in mind, I knew they were... Okay, so the
Yours
law...
and mine.
The law in Australia says if someone's working for you, they have to be paid in something.
Yeah, you
so
have
if
to
you're
be compensated.
Yeah, you have to be compensated. So if you're a student and your compensation is it's for your course and it's actually crediting you towards that, that's fine. But if you're not a student or it's not contributing to what you're studying, then you should be getting paid in money, you know, because your time is being used. And I turned a blind eye to it. And the only reason I did that was because I was so scared of making a move and getting on anyone's bad side while I was there.
Yeah, because of how you get told over and over again when you're in our industry, especially in like indie development, people fucking talk all the time.
Yeah.
And Australia's a very tight-knit like place in terms of game development. You know, I mean, everyone here sort of knows everybody. And I worked my ass off. Like, I'm not trying to like, you know, puff myself up or anything like that, but it's like I worked and worked and worked. And on the last week I was contracted to do, I had to have a surgery. So I said, look, I can't do this, but I can't do this week, but I'll come back and, you know, I'm happy to do some more work after it. And, you know, they accepted. They took that on. I was working even when I wasn't even contracted to be there. And, you know, they told me, oh, you know, you're so great, blah, 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 you know, we'd love to bring you back. And, yeah, they just never ended up getting back to me. And obviously later on I learned that other people had left the company, but they had a history of doing that to their workers. I know someone, I won't say, but worked for 6 months there before getting paid. 6 months of work, half a year before he was offered payment. And as far as I know, they weren't back paid. Like,
no, it's
That's
and
that
look,
is.
we're not trying to make like the situation all about us and like all about what we've done, but we're just saying like this isn't uncommon.
yeah, and it's a very real thing.
I would say, basically, you're bringing light to the fact that it's an industry problem, not just Rockstar.
Yeah, no, this isn't Rockstar, and like
They're the biggest example we have right now,
yeah,
but
and it's what Shadowbell said. It's because it's Rockstar. Like, it's because Rockstar is like this such a monolith of a company, like so well respected by so many people that when it came out, it really must have been jarring to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I mean, it really is a shame. Like, it's a shame that this goes on at all, because I don't care how passionate you are about your job or your industry. It should not be worth risking your health for.
No, never. No. Absolutely. And
not in this case, at least.
Mental...
And if you're working 100 hours, it's not worth it.
Your well-being comes first, no matter what.
Yeah, mental health.
Like the most I've ever worked in a single week was, I think, 52 hours, and that drained me.
And let me just say that basically the average working week should be 38 hours.
In Australia,
I've done research for that. No, as in that's what it should be before you have mental and physical problems.
Yeah, there's a certain upper limit to it.
That is the limit.
And of course, I will put in the 2 cents of, yeah, no one's forcing these people to do it, but someone should be stopping them.
Yeah.
Because like, there's a limit to how much you should let someone work before you have to take responsibility for how fucked they're going to make themselves. Like, fair enough if you're passionate. Fair enough if, like, you work hard and you legitimately want to put in those hours. But, like, someone has to be there to step in and go, this isn't okay.
Yeah, no, if I was just working alongside, any of you boys, for example, and say we're at the same level, so you're not managing me, I'm not managing you, and, if I was going to be working, say I work, crazy amounts of hours in a week, I'd expect one of you to come in, or a manager, or someone, and just check if I'm okay, because that's such, like, it takes a toll on you to do that for 1 week. The 1 week where I worked a massive amount of hours, it took such a toll on me.
Yeah,
but
people like...
Yeah, and different... Look, I know some people can do it, but it's something that needs to be regulated.
Yeah.
I'm saying it doesn't mean you should.
And I'm going to speak from probably the independent market just for a little second.
Yeah.
That's where, like, the argument of, like, passionate people who will overwork the shit out of themselves and make something, like, incredible. But those people are, like, independent and they have no oversight and they're working incredibly hard all the time on one thing. And they just, like, you hear so many cases of people, like, just completely quitting and burning out because they can't do it anymore.
Burnout is another big issue in our industry as well. That's something that we didn't really mention, is that, like, it's so common for people to get burned out. I remember one of our teachers from AIE, where we all studied, took a year off before they before they started teaching game design, and prior to that job, they took a year in between just to recharge. So it's such a draining thing.
Yeah. Like, I know I don't have a stat for it, but just from, like, watching people in the industry I personally know and, like, understanding, like, how they tell me, like, every other week someone would leave. But it was ridiculous. The hiring and firing rate and, like, just the quitting rate of the industry is absurd. And so many people are just fucked and stuck. It's so much, like, Shabelle, you were right. Like, we need some sort of union or some sort of equivalent to it. Yeah. Or at least demand better regulation. Because...
We need some sort of independent regulation. Yeah. Like, it's got to end.
Yeah, it's got to end.
It's part of the reason talented people are getting burnt out and leaving the industry.
Yeah, because they can't fucking do anything anymore. And burnout, like, I have this mentality beforehand because, like, you don't understand it truly until you're in some form of, like, I'm going to say creative work or, like, really, really hard work. Like, not, like, anything really manual, but burnout seems like something you could avoid just by having enough mental fortitude. Like, burnout will sneak up on you and fuck you up permanently.
Oh, no, it really will.
Like... You think you're fine, and you'll find one day, like, everything that you love, you'll hate. Like, that's how bad the burnout can get.
I think the easiest thing to equate it to for most people would be, when you have an assignment due the next day for uni or whatever, and you stay up till like 4 or 5 a.m. completing it. Imagine having to do that for 6 months or a year. And there was one story I read. I can't remember for the life of me where it was from. I wish I could. I think it was from one of the studios that worked on. I can't remember what it was, but someone had said that when they were going through crunch for 6 months, and then when the game got delayed, people were nervous as hell because they felt like delaying the game meant there was going to be another 6 months or another year of crunch ahead of them. And you should never be that terrified of whatever your workload is going to be.
Yeah, it really, really shouldn't be terrified. Crunch is also a fucking debate. Can we end this podcast with a little discussion on crunch time?
Oh no, for sure.
Definitely.
Because I think that'd be something cool to come back to, but like I don't want to overdo it right now.
And moving on from that is, I'm actually, one thing that's been great about this is the fact that people are seriously saying this is a big issue.
Yeah.
And it's got the attention of people who don't necessarily work in games, but are just fans of games.
Yeah, but that's the thing. The fans of games who have no interest in the creation of them are actually paying attention now.
Yeah.
Going, what's going on?
Excuse me? Because I'm going to admit, it's perfectly acceptable for a fan of a game to not understand how the industry works and how it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No.
Like, if you're a fan of a product, you have no obligation to understand its creation.
No.
But
Yeah, no. It's a great thing, I think, we could all say, for just the fact that people are acknowledging it and now it's being seriously talked about.
Just in general, when it comes to like product creation and all that, it's just great to have consumers actually being empathetic.
yeah, no, it's true. Consumers are generally empathetic. Like, people in general are generally empathetic. Like, if you talk to people and you level with them, like, yeah, you're gonna get dickheads, you're gonna get assholes, but most people are going to be pretty empathetic to your situation.
And go, oh, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
It's really bad, because what happens in a lot of cases is people are either inexperienced or companies, like, try to hide it. And they'll try to keep it under wraps, and they won't talk, and they won't tell anyone the situation, and it just gets worse and worse because you're not letting yourself be able to fix it.
And then something major happens that everyone goes, well, yeah, we knew about this for a while.
Yeah. By the way, that's every fucking Kickstarter. Like, as much as I love Kickstarters, so many fucking Kickstarters are just like, things are going wrong, and they're too scared to tell everyone that things are going wrong. And then they just don't update their huge swaths of time.
Sharps, you see how he brings this up after he's talked about the Kickstarters?
Yeah.
Backing them?
Don't worry.
No,
But
I'm happy to...
He's taking notes.
Yeah, I'm happy to, like... I haven't heard that conversation, so... I'm happy to, like, admit that. Like, a lot of independent developers and people who get into making something but they have no clue what they're doing often run into, like... They get scared of admitting the fact that things are going wrong. Because here's a little lesson that me and from Charbel were told to our faces. Everything is gonna fucking go wrong.
Murphy's Law
There's no
applies.
way.
Murphy's Law...
Might as well...
yeah.
Murphy's Law applies heavily in game development.
Oh yeah, like the amount of things that have gone wrong with just me, Anth, and Sharps' like projects is fucking unbelievable. Like even we still aren't completely over it.
The fucking...
And sometimes the simplest thing will fix it. I remember we made a... I
know where this is
there
actually
was
going.
one time, and Amph and Josh will back me up on this. We made a top-down shooter set in World War
I know
One.
where this is going.
And we literally couldn't get the guns, the actual like game mechanic of firing guns to do anything.
I remember now.
Josh and one of our other mates, Dan, had spent, no joke, about, 2-3 days straight just trying to figure out what the hell was going wrong.
It was 2 days. We wrote the way... Basically, this was the first... I'd programmed a little bit, but this was, like, our other friends' like first time really programming. And we kept writing the scripts to try and figure out how to make it fucking fine. It wasn't working. And
we even had our teachers.
Come look at it. Yeah.
Looking at it, and one of our teachers, Chris, the top bloke, and he's like, "Yeah, I can't understand what the fuck is going wrong." And after all that, Josh, what was the problem?
It turns out that we had an unticked box. So the script wasn't fucking running. And after we did that, it fucking fired like a machine gun. It was the most unbearable thing ever.
Yeah, I don't remember AK-47s in World War One.
It wasn't an AK-4. It was like everyone had a fucking mounted Gatling gun. Oh god, it was a fucking disaster. But like, it was really funny to watch. I'd like to move on to a more serious, and this might be controversial. Anyone boycotting Red Dead, fucking stop.
Yeah, that actually was something I was going to bring up. Is a few people in response have said, let's boycott Red Dead. And luckily, people have come out and said, well, look, I mean, here's the thing about boycotts. Let's say 100 people are going to buy a game, and something this serious happens. Out of that 100 people, I'll bet you only maybe 1 or 2 will boycott it at most. That's still 98 people buying that game. So, it's not going to be big enough to the point where it hurts the company. And also, I think people don't understand how retail works. By the time a game is in a retailer, the developers and
have made them.
The producer, like, that's it. Because they get bought by the retailer.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. When you buy things from a retailer, like, the developer's already gotten the money from every game that's hit the shelf.
Yeah.
Like, it's too late. Sales numbers are very weird too. And also, you're not helping. Like, you might think, oh, we're going to boycott this, but you're also... It's a weird in a way that you're invalidating how much they had to suffer to get that thing to work.
Yeah.
And it's a weird thing, and it's very complicated, but...
But luckily, I guess we can say we didn't see any major...
No, there was no major.
Things.
Like, there are a few people who say, like, you shouldn't buy this game, you're supporting these practices. But I prefer to think, like, look, I'm buying this game because it's fucking supporting the people who had to make it.
Yeah.
Like
now,
their statement. Sorry.
Oh.
This.
No, you go.
Yeah, like their statements. It didn't really hurt like the sales at all. But you gotta admit, it's disrespectful as fuck.
Yeah, it's a bit disrespectful.
Like, fuck you for saying that, man.
Okay. Now, this is the part where we can start being positive.
Red Dead 2, boys!
I am
Red Dead rootin' tootin' shootin'.
Rooty tooty Amy and shooty.
It is actually a really great fucking game. It was like, I had a lot of, I wouldn't say doubts, but I'd say worries leading up to it, because it's a prequel to the first game and I love the first game. But I just couldn't wrap my head around how they were going to make a great prequel. So far, I'm literally 44% through the story. First things first, it's a huge fucking game. I picked it up on launch, and it, like, the first day I was doing side stuff, and then just, I've been doing mission after mission after mission now. And, man, it first off, it's huge. Second, everything that's there is fucking prime. It is so well made. I'd actually go as far as to say it's probably one of the most complete games I think I've ever played.
Yeah. But we'll try to keep this as relatively spoiler-free as possible, just because...
Oh, yeah, no. I wasn't going to spoil it.
Yeah.
So... For starters, like I said, I'm only 44% through, so I can't even spoil it myself. I haven't seen the ending.
But we're going to try and keep, like... Because the game is so fresh, we'll give it that relief period.
Yeah. But it is such a great game, and I'm so happy it turned out the way it did. But... this is where I said I would start some controversy, because I've told each of you this statement, and I know you two, Josh and Amp, it shocked you guys a bit when I said this. Red Dead 2 proves to me why GTA 5 was such a disappointment.
Okay.
Seriously, it seriously does. I was hyped for GTA 5, but, and this is how I feel, GTA 5 is not even a top 5 game by Rockstar.
Look, it really isn't.
That I know, big fucking statement.
Yeah.
But hear me out. GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, GTA 4, Red Dead 1 and 2. I can argue that overall they are better and more well-made games than GTA 5. And a personal favourite of mine, The Warriors. Yeah, I know everyone's going to say GTA 5 is better than that, but I've put so much more time into that than I have with GTA 5. I actually tried replaying the story of GTA 5 recently, and I couldn't even bring myself to play it. I just
couldn't do it.
I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, and I've played San Andreas multiple times. I played GTA 4 way more times than I can count. But I can't play through GTA 5 again.
GTA 5 isn't like... Look, it wasn't gold. It really wasn't.
It was for their pockets.
Oh no, like... The online features took over, and everyone got scared that Rockstar wasn't making fucking anything.
Look,
I wasn't scared they weren't making anything. I was just sort of like,
look,
well,
I'm not trying to say
they've got a cash cow.
Hang on, I'm not trying to say it's a bad game. Let me clarify that. I think it's, and this is the part where I'm going to start to see pitchforks. I think it's a solid 8 out of 10 for me. I don't give numbers.
8 out of 10 is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to say, I would not be disappointed with 8 out of 10.
Like,
I know, but
that's actually higher than I thought you were going to give it, to be perfectly honest.
Till now, I still see people saying, yeah, GTA 5 was the best game ever made, and I just can't agree with it.
That is a terrible statement. That I can name.
Maybe with mods.
I can name 20 games better than GTA 5. Like, it doesn't even breach the top games.
Now,
Sure,
speaking of
cool.
reviews, I wanted to bring up the 2 controversies around Red Dead Redemption.
Alright.
Now, the first one was by Metacritic on Twitter.
Alright.
And Metacritic had made a statement about the quality of Red Dead Redemption 2. I think it's currently sitting at like a 98 on Metacritic. But they tweeted and they said something along the lines of, this game is so good that if you don't like it and you don't want to play it, you're not a gamer.
Ooh.
And can I just say, I never knew time machines were invented to take me back to the 1990s where gamers were so elitist. Like, are we seriously... Is this a serious statement made in 2018? It sounds like something a fucking 5-year-old says. Like, you don't like what I like, you're wrong. Like, it's...
You're not a real gamer.
Just
you don't
cut
play
this shit.
X game.
But at the same time, people getting offended by that statement are just as much as children.
You're not an SMT fan. You only played Persona. It's one for you.
I agree, but it's like neither side is helping in this case. I don't blame people for being offended because it's such a stupid statement.
That it.
But it's just I wouldn't be offended even if I didn't want to play Red Dead because it just sounds like too stupid of a statement.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it's a dumb statement because
it's pretty clear they weren't trying to offend anybody. Like, let's be honest here, they weren't trying to offend anyone.
Of course
when
not.
they said it. They were just trying to say it's a great game, but really, that's
I would say they were trying to find a way to say this is a great game, and they just chose a weird way to do it.
But I get it. You're trying to say like, oh, it's a classic. It's gonna be one of those games that you gotta play eventually. Like, it's one of those things you gotta do. But also, fuck you. Don't attack people like that.
Yeah.
Like, when you tell people they can't be something if they don't do arbitrary thing, they're gonna get mad.
And the people getting offended by it, like, just get over it. Don't
get too mad.
Don't be a bitch.
They're playing it like a goddamn fiddle.
Oh god. Now, Josh,
Yeah.
the other big controversy about Red Dead in terms of reviews was apparently a GameSpot review.
I think I've heard of this.
Now. I didn't watch this review because I clicked on it to see what all the controversy was about, started reading the comments, and there were people saying that they spoiled the game, so I clicked off that shit so fast. But I gotta know, because I think you watched it, Josh.
No, I was going to, but I never actually got to because work ran late today.
Damn it.
That was bad for me, so I can't give you the spoilers on it. But I have looked it up. I haven't gotten to watch it, but I do know the news around it. The person reviewing it definitely spoiled the game.
Oh no.
Like, big spoilers. So, yeah.
Like, what'd they do? Like, give away the ending by the sounds of it, or?
I'm not exactly sure because the articles that were trying to explain it were also trying to fucking avoid it.
Yeah.
So they were just like, look, do not watch the video if you don't want to be spoiled because it will fucking ruin it. I was like, oh.
It will ruin your life.
I don't look, if a game is fresh, do not fucking spoil it. There's very, very rare cases where you can spoil it.
Give yourself 2 bits of content as a content producer, which is hard enough to do. Give a spoiler-free review, then give a spoiler review.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Like,
because if the game's good enough, you've probably got enough time to talk about both.
By the way, if you're watching a review in the first month or two of the game coming out, you probably don't want to know much about it other than like a general recommendation.
No, but I don't blame the people that are annoyed one bit because
No,
You
fuck
shouldn't spoil it in a review.
That's terrible etiquette. Like, it's terrible.
I think this was like the day after it came out, the review went live or something like that.
Yeah.
And let me say that no one would have actually finished the game by then, because guess what? The game has more content than there are hours.
Yeah, trust me on that.
In a day.
I can attest.
Yeah, the game... Look,
Like, there's no way anyone would have finished that and then gone and seen that review and gone, yeah, great, I'm totally up to where this guy's up
also,
to.
reviews shouldn't
Sure.
be spoilers anyway. Retrospectives should be spoilers. Because you're reviewing
Okay,
it,
yeah,
you're trying
that I agree with.
you're recommending it to someone who hasn't bought it yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be spoiling it. A retrospective is something completely different. That's giving an opinion on the game overall.
Yeah.
Looking
That's what I
back.
meant by a spoiler-free review, I suppose.
That's how I approach it. No review should ever have, like, major spoilers in it. Every retrospective you should stay away from if you don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah.
Wait, that's a good way of thinking about it. Because if you spoil it in a review, why the fuck would you play it?
Yeah.
We know one person, Sharpo.
Oh man. Don't get me started, Jack.
Oh.
But
One of our mates has a penchant for just going and reading stuff and not actually playing game.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest.
that is something that annoys me so
Like,
much.
I'm gonna be honest.
Oh no.
I'm a bit guilty of that.
Yeah, but how bad are we
Oh,
talking?
man.
Okay, let's see how bad. It's not games so much as like shows that I'm watching, which it might be worse. Is the fact that if there's a mystery and I get impatient enough, I will fucking look up everything that happens and then go back and watch the show.
Yeah, I do that as well.
Oh, fuck. There's been Safe File Podcast. Shubs and I are going to have to go deal with some shit first. Namely these two.
But I don't do
We'll be back.
Why do you do it?
I don't do it for everything, but sometimes I'm just like, I get to the point where I'm just like, I need to know. Also,
Man,
I'm gonna.
That ruins the whole review.
Hold on.
As
Hold on.
a person trying to create content, you should be
Yeah,
respectful
no, I must.
of the content being
Must
created.
infuriate people. By the way, that's why, like, last night, I finished the thing that we haven't announced yet. Because I just didn't want to be spoiled at all. But, fuck me. I can't help it. And fucking my girl gets on my case so much, because if we go see a movie, I'll already know everything that happens in it.
Okay, I
Yeah,
don't go to that level.
bro.
Don't go to
Yeah,
that
no,
level.
I'm really bad sometimes. Sometimes I'm just like, I need to...
Josh, I'm going to Spartan kick you off a cliff.
I like how when Josh actually confessed to this, he said, "Yeah, I do that sometimes, cuz it sounds like you just do it for everything."
I don't do it for everything. There are things that I won't do it to myself.
Like when you're trying to cook something at home, do you just like do it for 5 minutes and say, "Oh fuck it, I'll call Uber Eats and get the finished product"?
I'm not gonna lie at how many times that has happened.
Oh my!
Dude, I can just imagine you going to a church, going into a confession booth, and they're like, "What have you sinned, my son?" It's like, "Oh,
I've seen
I looked
everything.
up the ending for Game of Thrones season 6."
Get out.
Okay, for some reason,
Josh is the
okay,
type of
hold
guy.
on.
Josh is the type of guy that'd read the Bible back to front to make sure there's no spoilers.
Okay, hold on. I do look up Game of Thrones spoilers, but that's only because I have no real interest in like watching Game of Thrones.
But if you have an interest in what happens, then you have
It's
an
a
interest in the
threat.
story.
It's for a
Shubs,
threat.
didn't we have this conversation about Ethan?
Yeah,
Earlier?
you know, this is
This exact
literally
conversation?
literally the fucking convo we had about our mate.
Oh no! Look,
He was saying he wasn't interested in something, but wanted to know what was happening.
yeah, because everyone
Go
else
watch
is
it.
fucking interested.
Go
I
watch
don't
it.
have time.
Uh,
You know how long Game of Thrones episodes are?
yes?
Yeah.
Do you know how long the books are?
Yes, but I can read a book in a day if I wanted to.
But you
Not
can't
these
take an
books.
hour apart to watch the episode.
Nope.
Also, if you get through, look, Game of Thrones books are thick enough that
Oh, I
they have
can't.
at least 3 C's.
Yeah, I can't.
If you could get through that in a day, Josh, I will buy you an Oreo McFlurry.
I can't fucking read a Game of Thrones book in a day. It's so
I will buy you an Oreo McFly. That's your big.
I'm gonna be honest,
Hey man,
it
look
is
at this cool
tempting.
thing you did.
Does he like ice cream? I don't know, but I've offered it.
I fucking love
Oh.
ice cream. Secondly, alright. No, I can't. That book is fucking thick as shit.
It's thick.
It's thick.
Thick boy.
Also, sorry I built that up like I was going to give you $1 million. I'm like, yeah, I'll buy you a McFlurry.
Dude, to me that's
What
pretty
if?
good.
What if? Hang on. You know what we should look up? How long it takes for the audiobook
It's
Because if that's under 24 hours...
I'll do it. For an Oreo McFlurry, I'll do it. How will I prove that I've done it?
You know what? We'll actually have it. Jack will set a quiz for you.
Yeah, but like I can. Do you know how good I am at Wikipedia?
Mate, do you know what Jack is like with Game of Thrones?
No,
Jack
but I'm
will
sure it's
find the
gonna
most-
get weird.
Jack will find the most obscure fucking reference that's only mentioned on page 574 of the book, and he will quiz you on that shit. And it'll come up with
George R. R.
five
Martin won't be able to remember.
Okay, look, Game of Thrones. I mostly like the theory crafting side of it, which is kind of weird.
Jack can tell you how many degrees it was in the fucking page on the book.
Don't.
Like, yeah, it was 32.4 Celsius, and he'll expect you to answer in Fahrenheit as well.
How the fuck will I know that?
Because it's in the book.
Look-
If it's in the book, Jack will know it.
Look, I'm not. I can't read a Game of Thrones book in one day. I don't think I could read a Game of Thrones book with as many characters as they have.
Also, I must say, I'm being talked up like fucking crazy here.
Yeah, you're getting a lot of jobbing here.
My memory is not that good.
Jack is infinite and all lies in the knowledge of Game of Thrones.
Spoilers, someone died in the book and I forgot it happened, and then it happened in the show, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing. Fuck. I was actually shocked. I was actually shocked by it.
I love being retroactively shocked. I'll watch a show, not watch it for 5
It
years.
was fucking awesome!
I fucking come back and forget like half of the things that happened, watch it again, and I get shocked again.
Yeah! That's the
And I'm just
best!
like, that is awesome, I forgot all this.
Yeah, Josh, I know how you feel about the whole like the whole entire world is like kind of overwhelming. It's like trying to jump into One Piece from the beginning.
Yeah, I know. Okay, one of my family acquaintances also does that. He won't watch anime because he can't get into it, but he will Wikipedia the shit out of anime. So
No, here's the thing.
He could tell me the
I'm
entire
similar.
plot of Naruto, but has never watched an episode.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Fuck. Amp's actually offended.
Oh,
But
he's
you
like
know
this.
what? You know what? I'm the same because look, as much as I want to like anime, it just takes so long for me. Like every anime I try and watch has 5 episodes to draw out one scene. It's like, can't you just do this battle and be over with it?
You need to stop
Like,
watching. You need to stop watching like Battle Shonen. You need to watch something else.
Yeah, that
No, because it's like the same thing. Like I tried watching Initial D, right, which I actually liked.
That is still Battle Shonen. It's just got
But it's-
cars.
It took them 3 episodes to do one race. Like Formula 1 doesn't even go for this long.
I think the longest Yu-Gi-Oh game in the anime is like 10 episodes long,
Why?
and it's
Why? How many times can you summon in Yu-Gi-Oh?
Summon Monster Kaiba.
Wait, what? There's a 10 episode...
There's a 10
Battle?
10 episode duel in the first season, with Yugi against Kaiba in the finals.
Is that... That's not 10...
No,
That's not
you
10
have to remember
eps.
that a lot when it's been a long time, everything blurs
wait,
together.
that's 10
But
episodes.
when I tried to rewatch it,
I watched it last year, I'm sure.
no, it's fucking ridiculously long. Because I went back and I checked, and it is fucking.
Which one?
It's the Battle City.
Spoilers, if you haven't bloody watched it by
if you
now,
haven't
fuck
watched
you.
1999 Yu-Gi-Oh,
Well,
Fuck
shit.
you!
I haven't watched it.
I mean, neither had I until last year, so you
Okay,
know.
so-
But
Kaiba sets up. Kaiba's fucking Yugi's right.
not in order, anyway.
Kaiba, or the Blue Eyes White Dragon Man, sets up a Battle City tournament that everyone goes in.
That's White Dragon Man! I just want to take note of that, because that was a good description.
Yeah, Blue Eyes White Dragon Man. And he sets up this battle tournament, and of course it's main character against the fucking Kaiba. And the battle that they have takes 10 episodes from the first card summoned to fucking Kaiba losing. Spoilers.
Damn it! I thought Kaiba would win.
No, Kaiba wins like...
Okay, to be fair, I've only ever seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Once, and that was because it was it was Dragon Ball Z Abridged, and I was watching him battle with Cell.
Oh, I love that shit. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged too, it's great. Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged is the best way to watch that show.
I kind of
You know what web series everyone needs to watch at one point in their life?
yeah.
Starter Squad.
You just really like Shippuden, man.
No. Josh, Starter Squad, the Pokemon one.
I know, that's the guy who made it. Because you showed it to me with such glee. I've never seen you so happy about one thing. Was you trying to show me Starter Squad?
Yeah, because I know how much you love Pokemon.
Fucking Bulbasaur. Fucking goddamn it.
God damn it.
God
I
damn.
just love how much of a prick Charmander is.
Dude,
Yeah,
you gotta
Charmander,
take
you're
your
supposed
turn.
to
No,
take
fuck
turns
that.
and
It's a fight.
Hand me the ship.
Question: have they released any more episodes?
I don't know. I'm so behind on it.
That is one of the most amazing. I think I've only. Last I remember, they were up to 6 episodes, and I just wanted it so bad.
I think it's 8 now.
One of the most amazing things I've ever watched.
I think there's 2 more episodes. There's 8. I'm pretty sure. Also, by the way, Shippuden, like the guy who made that got successful because he made a brawl machinima, which was fucking amazing. Fucking just the funniest thing ever. And then he just stopped and made Starter Squad. So I'm kind of mad at Starter Squad.
But it's fucking lit.
No,
Yeah.
It's as lit.
I was gonna say he's done what he should do.
It's as lit as a Charmander's tail.
Yeah, I do love the joke, the turn-based battle joke. Because
Yeah.
of course there was going to be one. How did we get onto Yu-Gi-Oh! And Game of Thrones again? Alright, you were trying to...
I was saying, we were like, oh, this is gonna be a packed episode. Get off topic. Fuck
Fucking
me.
God damn it! We had to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I'm a little obsessed. Hold on.
Alright.
I want to play a game.
One thing I
want to
mention.
you guys.
Oh,
And
here
it's a
we
game
go.
I've been playing
Oh,
all
no.
week from the people from work. I'm gonna give you the plot synopsis, the general plot synopsis of an anime.
Ooh.
You gotta tell me if I'm bullshitting you or not.
Ooh. If you're bullshitting, not even the anime, just if you're
Yeah, just if
bullshitting.
I'm bullshitting.
I like it.
Alright,
Okay.
Alright.
So we just got to guess if this is a real show or
You
not.
just gotta guess if I'm not making shit up.
Okay.
It's gonna be not making it shit up most of the time.
I'm gonna tell you this, one of my friends has a 0% success rate.
Jesus!
As long as I beat them, I'm happy.
I'm pretty sure with Amph you might have an advantage.
Might have a
Yeah,
chance.
All right, for that, Amph, answer last because you would know.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
answer last.
that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
Serial killer David Bowie wonders why people won't leave him alone. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
want
strong,
I
boy.
really want
I want it to be true so bad, but it sounds like fan fiction.
Yeah, it sounds like fanfic.
Alright, Amph?
No, that's real.
Yeah,
No way!
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4.
Hang on, what's it fucking called?
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's Part 4.
Oh my god.
Now dubbed. Fucking amazing.
It's real. I know it's real.
That sounds
Amph is
awesome.
probably gonna get a lot of these.
I don't even care.
Alright, what's the next one?
Japan's soccer team is weak, so they get a bunch of children who have superpowers to play soccer against the world.
Okay, that sounds like it's an anime.
That sounds like an anime because I'm pretty sure Futurama copied
That's a
that.
fucking Chinese movie.
It does sound like a Chinese movie.
Sounds like Shaolin Soccer, dude.
Shaolin.
Yeah, that sounds 100% legit.
One legit? Alright, Chauvel.
I think it's an anime.
You think it's an anime? Alright, so we got 2 yeses. Amph?
I'm gonna have to take a gamble and say, no.
Inzuma 11. It is
It's
real.
a thing?
It is real.
Oh, wait.
And it
Jesus
has 5 seasons.
That's not an anime, that's a fucking level 5 game.
It has 5 seasons of anime.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
It's fucking ridiculous.
That's amazing, but also sad.
It's really...
Alright, what's next?
A princess of a foreign kingdom comes to a new kingdom and gets exiled and ends up becoming a slave.
That's got to be an anime.
Yeah, alright. I got... So 1 for yes?
I'm expecting a no. I'm expecting a no.
I'm expecting a no, but I'm like,
it
that sounds so easy.
Yeah, it sounds so...
As an
outrageous
anime.
One of
that
these are
I'm
gonna
sort
be
of
fucking
expecting-
Goblin Slayer.
No, I'm not gonna do that. It's too easy.
Yeah, I'd say it's
Okay.
an anime.
Yep. Nope, it's not an anime.
What?
Yeah!
I'm bullshitting. Alright, last round. And this is my
Okay.
big gun.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
A
shit.
famous horse racer, who became crippled through a selfish action, enters a horse race to impress his dad, and ends up fighting the President of the United States over the body of Jesus Christ.
That's an anime. That has got to be
That's
an
stupid
anime.
enough to be an
It's too
anime.
easy for us.
Yeah, but I want you to guess. What show is it?
Oh, okay.
How the fuck would I know?
Sharps and I got
Fucking
no hope
Jockey
on that front.
Densetsu or some shit.
Jockey Densetsu.
Shin Megami Jockey.
Shin Megami Jockey. Alright. I'm gonna give you guys a hint.
Not gonna lie, part of it sounded like Rick and Morty.
Kind of does. It is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 7. Steel Ball Run.
What the fuck has it been smoking,
God.
writing JoJo's Bizarre?
Firstly, fun fact. Part 7 is the least popular part in Japan by far. Like, they don't actually like it at all. And is the most popular one in the West by absolutely every margin.
Wait, so is this like a movie or a series?
No, it's a series.
Oh my god.
Josh,
Dude, the main character gets the ability to spin things.
To spin things.
So he can spin things. And to give you a sense of the power scaling, spoilers for Part 7, he hits the President of the United States with the infinite rotation, where every atom in his body spins back to the place where he dies forever.
tell me,
This is the most anime thing
Josh,
I've ever
JoJo's
fucking heard.
Bizarre Adventure is the best thing ever, and I'm gonna get Charbel to watch it.
you know more about Japan than me. How far has the mushroom market gone in there?
No, Araki, the guy who actually makes JoJo's, is basically his writing philosophy is, man, I really like shit, so I'm just gonna put it in. For instance, one of the characters, his ghost ability is called Hey Ya, like the song, and it just gives him
That's amazing.
and it just gives him good advice. That's all it does. It gives him good advice, and he wins in the end. That character actually wins the horse race.
I thought I was.
You gotta
I
be
thought I was
fucking with
watching
me.
some weird shit, but that was done. I'm interested. I'm in. I'm in.
I'm done.
I've got to get you guys to watch JoJo's.
I'm in.
You know what we need to do, right? Because you've never done this on the podcast, and I'm throwing this on Josh. We haven't discussed this at all. You need to do your Skeletor voice.
My skeleton. I'll do it at the end.
Yep.
Okay.
Once
okay.
upon-
Do the outro with it if you can.
Alright, I'll try.
Once upon a time, you were called
Okay.
Feliz Navidad on this chat.
Yeah,
Oh
no,
my
I was
God.
telling Charbel about... There's a video online of Skeletor singing Feliz Navidad, and that's how I would troll people on Tekken.
Speaking of which, we need to stream Tekken. I need a game where I can kick the absolute shit out of you before I get
I'm
decent
really bad at
Smash.
Tekken, but I'm really good at Skeletor. So, that's all I have. Alright, so I'm going to bring this up now because I absolutely want to and we're running late.
Yeah.
Toby Fox, the madman himself, released the sequel to Undertale out of fucking nowhere for absolutely no discernible reason, and it is a beautiful mess. Oh my god, have any of you actually had a look at anything from it?
Yeah, I have the beginning.
No.
Okay,
From what? Sorry, I missed that.
Deltarune,
I don't know if
which
it
is
cut
the
out.
sequel to Undertale.
Oh no.
Does anyone give a shit if I spoil it? Because it's only 2 hours long.
No, I kind of spoiled myself with Undertale
Man,
anyway.
do it.
Okay. You have to start off by making it asks you to make your own character and name it and everything, and then it immediately tells you that your choices are worthless and throws away that character and makes you someone else. It's just when you make your characters, are you accepting that this may cause pain and seizures? It's weirdest fucked up games. But essentially, the overall plot is that you're in a post run. I get the world is fucked. I'll go into that, but you're in the surface, and you go to school, and you essentially get partnered with a bully, the troubled girl of the school, the one who everyone wants to get expelled.
Mhm.
And you end up having to go with her to get chalk from a closet. But instead of getting into the closet, you end up getting transported to a different world entirely. It's really fucking weird, and I love it, because one of the first things that happens is the monster girl threatens to fucking eat your face because you saw her eat chalk. It's...
I want to be playing the anime game still.
You-
Anime.
Let's go back.
I got this one.
The battle.
You know what?
God.
I'll
What
do
the
another
hell?
another couple rounds at the end of the show for you.
Oh, here we
'Cause
go.
I don't
In
know.
your Skeletor voice. In your Skeletor
And my
voice.
Skeletor voice.
Oh,
dude.
man.
No, I fucking... By the way,
So,
Deltarune. Fucking 8 out of 10. I love the characters. The ending fucked me up. I haven't played a kill run yet, but I'm planning to do that on a separate computer so I don't fuck myself over. Amph knows what I mean by that, because Toby Fox likes punishing you eternally.
Oh yeah. Apparently he told if you try to like use the uninstaller, it'll fuck your computer up or some shit.
Oh yeah, there's a really bad glitch, and I'm gonna say this is pretty bad. Some of the uninstallers, not all of them, but apparently some of them will delete the root folder that the game is on, rather than just deleting the game.
That's not useful.
No, but this isn't unprecedented. This has happened many times before, so people just have to be careful.
But let's be real, is it as bad as Bethesda's latest glitch?
Oh man, we don't
Holy
even touch on
shit,
that
Jack,
yet.
take it away. You got by far the funniest
So-
story.
Bethesda, being Bethesda, doing their beta thing, everything this week. There's a bug, surprise. They've outdone themselves. It deletes the beta. The 50 gig beta is deleted from the system.
Holy shit.
Bethesda themselves.
That goes back
Like-
to my theory that they just don't believe in QA at all.
Oh, Bethesda.
Like, how? How does that not come up anywhere when someone's testing the beta and you go, guys, it's not there anymore.
It's gone. What do you mean it's gone?
It's gone.
How does a game delete itself? That's an operation.
That sounds like a fucking, I don't know, like a threat. It's like, you go delete yourself or something.
Delete this.
It literally sounded like, oh, this is a joke. Like, this isn't a real thing. Someone's joked that this is a Bethesda bug. Lol.
It's
No,
actually
it's
the real
not.
deal.
I thought it was a joke originally because I read it as the entire beta was deleted in its entirety from the server.
Well, maybe that's the next stage. Maybe that's the next one. Because I'm not sure they can
The next
outdo
bug
them.
just
It's going to be
fucking
hard to
kills
outdo
whoever's
themselves
playing
on
it.
this one.
Whoa, Charbel, you alright?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, it was just a weird noise from your end.
That was like a plate noise.
How the fuck does that happen?
The hell are
I'm
you
trying to
doing?
theorize how the fuck that happens.
Bethesda, man. They find bugs when no one else
Is
will.
features though, right, Sharps?
Yeah, it's a feature. It's like it nukes your game.
Ah,
Yeah.
I think it was Jack. He said that- Jack
Maybe
sent a
that's
photo.
why... Hang on. Maybe that's why you have to wait till you complete the game to use nukes, because it's literally going to delete the rest of the game.
Oh my god. No, you know what's funny is Jack. I think you sent a photo. It's like Bethesda could nuke the world, and people would be like still less immersive than Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah.
Bethesda. Bethesda never changes.
Now. Before we get to anime or not, in Josh's skeletal voice, Josh,
We have other skeletons to talk about.
Josh wanted to talk about Crunch.
Yeah.
Fuck him. No, because before the crunch, boys, Medieval is not a remaster. It's a remake.
Speaking of skeletons,
Can we preface this with the fact that I've never seen Jack so animated about something?
Spooky
I am
scary
excited, boy.
skeletons.
It is an old cult classic that nobody's probably played enough.
You said.
You know what's funny? I want the
it's your
trailer,
bullet
except
storm.
What was that?
Medieval's a great game and all, but it's no Bulletstorm, Jack.
Yeah, Medieval's just your bullet storm.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Fuck.
At least mine will come out and work.
Oh. No, you know what? You know what I actually do want to see is I want the trailer for Medieval with spooky, scary skeletons laid over it.
I'll make that.
Yeah, fan make it, man.
Oh god, 100%. Put it on the channel. It's like when you know what's funny? Did any of you ever play the Godfather game?
No, I never got to.
Oh, bro, to be honest, I actually liked it. I actually think it's one of the more underrated games of the 6th generation.
It's an underappreciated classic, isn't it, Jack?
Yes.
Up there with
No,
Medieval.
but no,
Totally.
no. You know what? I want The Godfather, whether it be the movie or the games, but I want the pizza music from Spider-Man 2 over it. Just the most unfitting thing you could play while people are being murdered. Actually, as a matter of fact,
God.
I might actually make that Josh's ringtone whenever he calls me.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
That's a really funny image in my head.
Alright.
Now,
So,
Josh.
I'm going to give my opinion, and I'll let everyone give their opinion. We'll try to keep this pretty concise.
Yeah.
I don't like crunch. Like, as a
Oh,
concept.
good. Good, we're not going to disagree
Nestle
then.
Crunch?
No, I don't think crunch should be necessary at all. Look,
Oh my god.
things need to...
We are on the same wavelength.
There's so many ways that we could be handling it, and crunch time is basically the most self-destructive way to handle it. But what do you guys think?
I'm with you, 100%. I agree. I hate the fact that it's such a big part of game development.
I just hate it, like, back when we were told this, when we were, how we were taught game design and all that, I just hated that it was actually just a thing that we had to accept.
That people expected, yeah.
I just thought, that's bullshit though. Why should I sacrifice my well-being just to put a product out there?
Yeah.
And, well, in the end, it just shows that it does more damage than it does anything else.
And let me tell you, crunch is not like, alright, we're gonna get in with this last week. No, it's like, alright, 1 year of crunch.
Yeah.
Like, it can be real fucking bad. Like, people have no idea. That's why our fucking industry has such a dropout rate. Because people go through crunch once and it fucking destroys them. Oh my god.
I remember one of our teachers was telling us about a thing. Team Bondi, the team behind LA Noire, whoever was there at the end of it got jackets that said Survivor. That is a scary fucking thought.
Yeah, that is actually terrifying.
That's just putting salt
Could you
over the
imagine
wounds.
if you went to you got through your work and they gave you a Survivor t-shirt?
The fuck? That's just pouring salt. No, not even salt. This is like 10 buckets of lemons.
Although, to be honest, they missed their chance to reference GTA and be like, I made LA Noire and all I got was this t-shirt.
That's their paycheck.
It is. Yeah, no, I'm just going to say it. I hate the fact that I can't offer a solution. And Charbel would probably, out of all of us, because he's the most production-orientated.
Oh, no. I've got a solution for you.
Alright.
Stop over-scoping games and over-promising. Fucking done.
Never! For my name is Peter Molyneux.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
That is, by the way, Peter Molyneux's problem is not that he lies. The problem is that he promises way too fucking much.
That he can't deliver, which is a lie.
Yeah. It's not a lie. No, I'll defend Peter Molyneux here. He doesn't as much lie as he's super excited about a thing that he's sure is going to be in there and then is wrong.
But why is his nose so
Look,
long?
I don't know how to answer that. I don't
Look,
know.
to be fair, from at least everything I've read in that, Peter Molyneux does seem like a genuinely nice guy who just gets overexcited.
Our teachers met him. Our fucking teacher met him, and I asked him, and he was like, Peter Molyneux is like the most comforting and like excited person ever. I'm like, why do people not like you? Because he promises shit. It's what happened with No Man's Sky. They kept promising shit, and it got way too overblown.
It was just an undermined...
And they should have released it now rather than
now.
a couple of years ago, and everyone would be praising it.
Yeah, because it's
Out of the-
fucking good now.
Freaking mining simulator back then.
It was terrible.
Because guess what? That's all you need to do. Just push the game back.
Yeah, by the way,
Yeah, it's gonna suck, but
we had a great story about that, actually. Charlotte, you remember the story about pushing a game?
Oh man.
We were in class once, and it was a group lecture, so all the classes were together, and we were talking about like how games have failed and why they failed. And one thing, like one of our old mates.
it's a real shame No Man's Sky hadn't been released by
Yeah,
then.
it's one of those things when one of the guys said like, oh, why don't they just push back the game? Pushing back the game is always a positive thing. And the teacher just turned around and went, not when you got fucking bills to pay.
Yeah.
It was the swiftest takedown I've ever seen. Because he had nothing to stand on, and Chapel tried so hard not to laugh at him.
No, I did laugh.
Yeah,
I remember.
You laughed. I was like,
I almost fell off my fucking chair, bro.
Like,
Anthony.
I understand that, but there's also, if you know your product's shit, and you go and release it, that's on you.
Yeah, a lot of the time it is, the developers are fully aware of how shit the product is, and they're basically out of rope.
Yeah, because boss A says, no, we need to release this,
basically,
and then boss B says, but they can't do it, but I want it done now.
Every designer wants
fine.
to make the game they're working on the best game it can possibly be. And it's
Yeah.
just, the people who control the money and control, like, the business have to make the call.
Yeah.
Like, producers, as much as, like, the evil that they seem to be, really are having their hands tied. Like, look, it has to come out. We don't have the ability to keep doing this.
Guys, Red Dead was delayed.
Yeah, but that was Rockstar. There's a lot of factors in there.
No, but I'm just example. Yeah. It was delayed. It's currently being ranked as perhaps one of the greatest games of our generation, according to reviews.
Fucking Persona 5 was delayed years, and it came out and was fantastic. And it wouldn't have been that way if it didn't get delayed. But these are big fucking companies who can take that risk and understand that they're still gonna have the audience at the end of it.
Yeah.
They could have done that with No Man's Sky.
They could have, because No Man's Sky had fucking so much hype around it. Like, if they just stopped promising shit and fixed it up until now, it would have been great. People wouldn't have complained nearly as much.
No. Or if they said, oh, we're releasing this, but, we've got all this other stuff to do. Not promise on release.
And then watch the backlash and watch that Reddit post blow up. You know the one. The list. Oh, fuck. There's so many, look, crunch time is not helpful because I don't actually think it helps make good games. I think crunch time is where the worst aspects of games can be made. Because you're rushing everything in crunch time. Nothing is getting any special attention. And it can be huge things. Like, you gotta be careful. You gotta let people breathe and actually make something. So actually figure out the pace that you're gonna make it and then build your game to that rather than, oh, everything has to be bigger. But I've yelled enough. I hear you boys want to play some more games.
Yeah, we do.
Alright. I'm gonna... you guys stall for a bit. I'm gonna try and work up the skeletal voice because I'm gonna listen to it to get it.
Alright, Josh, how about instead of stalling, you do your New York accent?
New York accent.
Putting him on the spot.
Well, what did it... Hang on. What did Amph call it that one time?
Brooklyn accent.
It was something... No, it wasn't Brooklyn. You said something really weird, and I was like, I've never done that.
It was Brooklyn.
No, you didn't say Brooklyn, because I had to correct it to Brooklyn. I think you just said, could you do an American accent? And I got really confused.
I didn't say American. That's so vague.
No, that's the thing. The first time you said it, it was either American or like Italian or something. It was really weird, and I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah. But no, like, in all honesty, the first time you cracked out the skeletal voice and you went, yeah, I fucking lost it. I couldn't believe how fucking well it was.
I can't do it all the time, though. Like, I can try to repeat it, but...
Well, is it like a fucking ultimate you have to build it up?
Yeah, I gotta build up my SP. Like,
I can just imagine every time you reach, full peak of your ultimate, you just hear nyeh, nyeh, nyeh in the background. It's like, nyeh, ready.
Needs to mana regen, bro.
Alright, so you boys ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
we are.
Right.
Are you?
So, anime or not? Hold on.
Shit.
A boy chews gum and finds that it gives him mystical properties to fight space aliens.
That's a fucking
That's
anime.
an
anime.
That's gotta be an anime.
No!
Damn it!
Oh my god.
That is bullshit!
Fuck.
Fucking
All right.
played here, man!
Fuck's sake. Alright.
You have to sing the song, please.
Let's go.
I will sing the song. I will sing the song.
Let's do one more. Let's do one more.
Alright, hold on. I'm gonna think of something.
Fuck.
Holy shit.
In a battle to decide the fate of many mages, King Arthur and other historical figures are summoned for battle.
That's an anime.
They've done adaptations.
I'm pretty sure that's an
What did you say? That's an anime Red Dead Redemption.
Lol.
Yes, it is Fate Stay Night, my favorite. I love the idea of Skeletor being a big anime fan now.
No, Skeletor's...
Never gonna get over it. I'm trying really hard.
Dude, hands down.
His days
Our
off.
comeback from the hiatus is the.
Would you like some ramen, He-Man?
This is the best episode so far.
Indeed.
It's not like I like you or anything, Baba Baka.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck have we become?
Alright, now I'll do two more.
Okay, I'm down to keep this going.
He's running out of juice.
Oh, he's running out of juice? Alright, I'll make them quick. Alright, someone pick a genre. Make it easy on me.
Slice of life.
Slice of life, alright. Today I went to school and witnessed many absurd things, like the principal backyard wrestling with a deer.
If that isn't an anime, it should be.
I'm suspecting
go
not anime.
BS.
It is Nichijou, a slice of life animation.
What the fuck?
Jesus.
Alright, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've kind of run out of ideas.
You ready to sing?
Wow, you suck.
I think the next one's gonna be a fake, guys.
The next one's totally fake. Man is on a mission for revenge by punching tanks to death.
That's
I really want to say that's BS, but I feel like that's an anime.
Isn't that just cause?
I will give you a second chance. Oh, more Shinderu.
okay. Yeah, it's an anime. It's an
Oh
anime.
my
it's an anime.
God.
Yeah, I remember now. You got my memory.
Is that what it's about?
No. The main character Kenshiro actually just beats up a tank, and that.
Yeah, a tank fires at him. He fucking shrugs it off and punches the tank until it blows up.
Hang on. Can you please do that scene in the Skeletor voice?
That scene in the skeleton. What the fucking?
Do I have to play the anime?
yeah.
Do I have to play the?
Yeah, you play. And you can play the Nani guy. Oh Mariwa, more Shinderu.
Nani?
Nick.
Oh sh!
Explode.
And this has been the Save File Podcast. Today joining me, Beastman, also known as Charbel.
This is the best fucking thing we've ever done.
Also, man, you're not very memorable, are you? I don't know. She-Ra, Jack.
Oh my god! I will take that.
And of course, my mortal foe, Mistress Greyskull. Yeah, no one gets to be He-Man.
No one gets me, man. Fuck you.
I have no idea if I'm doing a good job or not. I have no idea.
I don't even care!
Shut up.
I'm trying so hard. I'm just like, am I even close?
Fucking do the song.
I'll play the song.
Oh yeah, you gotta do the song!
Hold on, I got the song loaded up, so I'll just I'll put it really low and I'll try to sing over it.
Oh god.
What?
Please leave the song when you
Navidad!
edit.
Yeah! Feliz Navidad, Beastman! Feliz Navidad! I forgot the words. It's Navidad! Feliz Navidad, He-Man! Feliz Navidad! He-Man! There you go, that's all I'm giving you.
Oh man. And if you would like to buy that on iTunes,
I'm like, oh, I'm fucking this up. Oh, well, I'm just trying to get the voice right.
oh my god. And we have been the Safe File Podcast.
Yep.
Dear Lord.
As compensation, everyone now has to do their best Skeletor impression. Go, Amph!
What? Right now?
Yeah, no, right now! Right fucking now! Go, Amph! What, do you not like being put on the spot?
Yeah.
3 out of 10! Charbel!
Oh man, go on, let Jack go first.
You're fine! Jackaroo!
I can only do better.
Why did you
I have
sound?
no
You
idea.
sounded
I
like an
don't
Irish
know
woman.
what. I don't know where the
Somehow
fuck
that sounds like an impression of me doing an impression of Mario!
Yes, indeed.
Okay, Charbel, you gotta bring it up strong!
Yeah, get fucked, hey mate. No, come on. I sound like an English truck driver.
That's so bogan, what the fuck is that?
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go pay for my Centrelink bills. Gotta make the train.
Yeah, West Sydney, am I right?
Yeah, I'm gonna long neck a VB. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
good. Follow for the bus. Yeah.
No, what sucked was I knew the exact voice in my head, and I'm like, I'm gonna do this, and I failed miserably.
That's
I
actually
do that, don't
was,
worry, mine isn't that great.
that was my thought as
Mine
well.
isn't-
Oh my God.
I'm sure I'm annoying fucking the 3 people listening to this. And if you
Alright,
want to
and
hear
we-
us call your name as the Skeletor voice, please leave a comment.
Actually, like the podcast.
Alright, see you guys later.
Signing off.
Alright, signing off.
Signing off.